Are you concerned that your teen isn't self-motivated? And do you find yourself frequently reminding your teen about things like schoolwork, deadlines, exams, or chores? If so, this video is what you need. I've spent many thousands of hours working with teens around the world to transform them into motivated and responsible young adults. So I can guarantee that if you implement the tips in this video, your teen will become more motivated. Here's tip number 1. Focus on what your teens can control instead of what they can't. Many parents focus on outcomes, grades, awards, or winning competitions. These are good goals, but they're not entirely within your teen's control. Imagine that your teenage son is training for a 100-meter race. He might practice 5 days a week, eat healthily, and give it his all. But someone else who trained as hard as your son and who has better genetic potential might still run faster than your son in the race. If your son's motivation is tied to winning rather than effort, he'll feel defeated. So what can you do as a parent? Shift the focus to input goals. Input goals are goals that your teen has full control over. In contrast, output goals are goals that are focused on a specific end result. Here are a couple of examples to show you how your teens can focus on input goals instead of output goals. Output goal: get an A for the math exam. Input goal: complete 5 extra math problems every day. Output goal: win the upcoming piano competition. Input goal: practice the piano for 1 hour every weekday and 2 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday. When teens focus on input goals they have complete control over, they feel empowered. Over time, they'll develop traits like perseverance and responsibility. These are qualities that matter more than awards or good grades. Prioritize the meaningful over the measurable, and your teens will become more motivated in the long run. Do your best to celebrate your teens' effort rather than just their achievements. You could say things to your teens like, "Do you feel proud of yourself for all the effort you put into preparing for the chemistry test?" Or, "You showed real commitment by practicing hard even when you didn't feel like it." I'm Daniel Wong, and I specialize in helping teens to thrive. Now let's move on to tip number 2. Respect your teens' autonomy. Teens are in a fascinating stage of life. They're figuring out who they are, what they care about, and how they want to navigate the world. Naturally, this comes with a desire for independence. But here's the challenge. As a parent, you want to protect and guide your teens. This can lead to conflicts, especially when your teens feel that their autonomy is being restricted. Here's an example. Let's say you want your teenage daughter to study hard for her upcoming exams, but she wants to spend a lot of time hanging out with her friends. Instead of trying to force her to do what you want her to, involve her in the decision-making process. Try asking her a question like, "How do you think you can balance studying and spending time with your friends this week?" By including your teens in the discussion, you're showing respect for their autonomy while still emphasizing that they have responsibilities to fulfill. Another way to respect your teens' independence is to collaborate with them when setting rules and consequences. For example, instead of saying, "Your curfew is 10 p.m., no exceptions," try saying, "Let's talk about a curfew that makes sense for school nights versus weekends." When your teens feel heard, they'll be more likely to respect boundaries and take ownership of their actions. Keep this in mind. Every time you have a conflict with your teens, it's actually an opportunity for collaboration. When you collaborate with your teens to solve problems together, you're helping them develop important life skills, and you're also building a stronger parent-teen relationship. This lays the foundation for your teens to be self-motivated. Tip number 3, avoid giving your teens pep talks. When it comes to motivating your teens for the long term, pep talks rarely work. Why? Because even the best intentioned pep talks often turn into lectures, at least from your teens' perspective. You might think you're motivating and inspiring your teens, but they probably think you're nagging them and that you keep repeating yourself. So instead of giving your teenagers pep talks, help them develop intrinsic motivation by applying the next tip. Tip number 4, promote open communication. Teens often shut down when they feel judged or criticized. That's why creating an environment of open communication is so important. Let's say your teenage son starts to tell you about how frustrated he feels because of a teacher he thinks is being unfair. Resist the urge to jump in and offer a solution. And try not to say things like, "Well, maybe you just haven't been trying hard enough." Instead, try to do these things. Listen without interrupting. Ask clarifying questions. Acknowledge your son's feelings. You can do this by saying something like, "That sounds really frustrating." When you show empathy, your teens will feel valued. This makes it easier for them to develop intrinsic motivation. A good way to promote open communication with your teens is to eat meals together regularly as a family. According to Dr. Ann Fischel's research, 80% of teens say they're the most likely to talk to their parents during meal times. So if you haven't already done so, make family dinners a priority. If you're finding this video helpful so far, please click the like button. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future videos about helping teens to thrive. Tip number 5. Support your teens' interests. Are your teens interested in music, art, sports, or gaming? Supporting these passions can be a game changer for their motivation. Let's say your teenage daughter is into gaming. It might be tempting for you to dismiss it as a waste of time, but I encourage you not to do that. Instead, explore how it could tie into valuable skills your daughter could learn. She could learn about teamwork, strategy, or even game design. Of course, supporting your teens' interests doesn't mean they should neglect their responsibilities. It's about helping them find balance. If you don't support their interests, they'll feel as if you don't understand them. Then whenever you make comments about how they're spending too much time gaming or drawing, they'll tune you out and their motivation to fulfill their responsibilities will decrease. Tip number 6. Show your teens that you are self-motivated. Your teens learn a lot by watching you, even when you think they're not paying attention. If they see you procrastinating or giving up on your goals, they'll see it as hypocritical when you tell them to work hard and persevere. So here are some examples of things you can do. Tell your teens about the challenges you face. For example, you might say, I was nervous about doing a big presentation at work, but I've been practicing every day. I'm thankful it went well. Work on your own personal development. Read, learn new skills, and take care of your physical health. Celebrate small wins in your own life. For example, you might say, I finally finished organizing my home office. It feels great to check that off my list. As you do these things, you're teaching your teens that hard work can be meaningful and even fun. Tip number 7. Help your teens to find a mentor. A mentor can provide your teens with guidance and fresh perspectives. Dr. Steve McDonald's research even shows that young people who have a mentor are more likely to achieve success in their careers. So it's great if your teenagers respect you and look up to you. But it's still beneficial for them to have a mentor who will be able to guide them toward the right path and also develop the right mindset and values so they'll be motivated and responsible. This is exactly what I do when I coach and mentor teens. So if you might be interested in this coaching program I offer for teens, visit daniel-wong.com/coaching. The link is also in the description below. I'd be happy to help your teen. Now you know how to motivate your teenager. But is it challenging to get your teenager to listen to you? If so, check out this free quick action guide I've written. It's entitled 10 Proven Ways to Get Your Teenager to Listen to You. Visit daniel-wong.com/guide to download the guide. I've also included the download link in the description. And if you haven't seen this other video about the 4 things parents should say to their teens every day, you'll want to check it out. Unfortunately, 99% of parents don't say these 4 things to their teens. You'll find this video useful, so watch it next.